On Monday, September 4th, 2023, the Hillcrest No.1 Shay was moved from the field shed to the main shop area. This is at the BC Forest Discovery Centre at North Cowichan on Vancouver Island. The Hillcrest No.1 Shay locomotive is nearing the end of a 7-year rebuild project and is hoped to be operational later in 2023. In upcoming years, during the summer steam season, this is the locomotive that I expect will be pulling the visitor train. The field shed is where most of the rebuild project work has happened, and it's on the other side of the center grounds from the shop area. And the shop area is where some testing was going to be done. So for me, I just happened to be on site on that day. It was the Monday of the Labor Day long weekend. And what I find is if you go to a place frequently enough, sooner or later you'll be there when something special happens. It's just the more frequency, the better the odds are of being at the right place at the right time. And so I was happy to observe and document this carefully orchestrated move. The careful planning was needed because these moves needed to happen when the visitor train, pulled by another steam locomotive, was idle at the station and not moving on the track. And so this was a multi-step process which happened over the space of about 90 minutes in between the regular trips of the visitor train. And this is the first part of the move. The number 26 locomotive, the Green Hornet, is leaving the shop area to go down the switchback to the main line and then head over to the field shed to pick up the Shay. But before the little gasoline locomotive can descend the switchback, which is 9% at its steepest part, it needs to wait for the visitor train to roll on by and then get to its station. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, the 26 Green Hornet locomotive reversed on the main line and through the Y to the field shed. And that's where I caught up with it. I was using 2 cameras to record video, one handheld so it was flexible to move around, and one fixed on a tripod. And a few moments later, as I was walking to the next place, I caught a glimpse of the locomotives between the camp buildings. And then I had a bit of a walk to get down to the lower grounds where there was a runaround track. It's a railway siding. I got to the siding too late to see the main maneuver. I'm going to take a few moments now to explain and illustrate that maneuver because I find those things really interesting. I'm using OpenStreetMap for this. This shows the various tracks at that lower grounds location between the trestle and the water tower. There's actually 4 tracks. The 4th one isn't shown on this map, and it's underneath a fence. Maybe hit pause and study this for a moment. The green square represents the Green Hornet gas locomotive. The black rectangle represents the Shay locomotive. And the red line indicates the direction of travel. The Green Hornet gas locomotive pulling the Shay comes in from the top of this map as it leaves the trestle and goes on to the siding, stopping in the siding with the Green Hornet in front of the Shay. Then the Green Hornet uncouples from the Shay and moves forward, rejoining the main line, seen here at the bottom of this map. The Green Hornet then reverses by itself along the main line towards the trestle, and then the switch is lined for the Green Hornet to enter the siding again. And then the Green Hornet is in the siding behind the Shay locomotive, and it couples to the Shay. And then the Green Hornet reverses out of the siding, pulling the Shay along with it, reverses back towards the trestle, and continues on in reverse through the main line and up to the shop area. But that last part doesn't happen until just after this next video scene. So we're going to set the scene with the Green Hornet about to re-enter the siding. But before they could leave the siding, they had to wait for the visitor train to pass by and complete its circuit of the main line. This is where the shop switchback track leaves the main line. You can see the steep switchback leaving on the right. It averages 6.5% grade and is 9% at its steepest part. Here's a view from May 2023, and you can see the switch stand on the right. And you can also see the shop building, which is just to the right of the tank car in the top right corner. And so this is where I'm set up as I await the Green Hornet to reverse up the switchback as it pulls the Shay. It's going to be working hard. Here the team is communicating to the visitor train locomotive that the Shay and Green Hornet are off the main line, and they're talking about the next part of the move. And I've relocated to the top of the switchback here, right beside the sharp corner of the main line. And to the left, you can see the headlamp of the Shay locomotive, and the Green Hornet is out of sight behind it. And then it was time for the visitor train to come around again, pulled by number 25, Samson. And to finish off this presentation, here's a view of the Shay and the Green Hornet as seen from the front coach of the visitor train with number 25 Samson in front of me.